Okay, we are live on Facebook and live on YouTube. All we need is the studio audience. All we need is the studio audience. You would think, like a normal program, you would have the audience right there. Like TV shows, the audience is right there. Of course, with TV shows, most of it is canned. It's not a live audience, it's a soundtrack. I think they're slowly doing away with live studio audiences. I really do. What do you think? You don't think. All you think about is roadkill. That's all you think about, roadkill. And quit bringing it in the studio. How many times have I got to tell you? No roadkill in the studio. Got it? I find roadkill in here one more time. You're not going to be the sidekick for the show. Got it? Good. Damn bird. I should let my pet back here eat you. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. One thing that's great. I don't have prowlers. If one happens to come in the yard, he just eats them. No evidence. I love it. Kind of hard to keep on a leash, though. And he doesn't like walking on a leash either. But it's worth keeping him around. Oh, you're afraid of him? Good. Good. Just remember, you would be a snack. That's all you would be. You'd be like a couple of Lance sandwich crackers. You wouldn't eat you. He'd eat you. He'd still be hungry. Oh, you think I wouldn't let him eat you? Oh, you got another thing coming. Yeah, you got another thing coming. I'd feed you to him in a heartbeat. I think he's looking at you as we speak. Yeah, he's got his eye on you. Maybe. Oh, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do, smartass. You being a smartass with me? Just remember, I'm the last one. You want to be a smartass too. So, I've got something in mind. Yep. I'll fix your ass. And I don't care if you go run to the CEO in the morning. I really don't. So, that last remark, that finished you. Yep. Okay. It's almost 5 minutes into the show. No live audience. I'll give it a few more seconds and then we're just going to start. Nope, nobody here yet. I wonder if anybody's getting notification. That might be it. That could possibly be it. Nobody got notification. Okay, I think we're going to start. I think we're going to start here. Whoa, what's the matter with my stylus? Whoa. My stylus coming apart here. Okay. From the WDWL TV multiplex, with great anticipation, we bring you the pride of this station, the grumpy old man, and the grumpy, scared vulture. Do you want to take a bow? Okay, take your bow. Do it nice. Do it nice. Do it nice. Okay, you did it nice. Now, for that smart remark you made, you have to look at the T-Rex. Yes. He's going to spend the whole show looking at the T-Rex. My backyard pet. Unfortunately, you can't really see him well. He sure as hell keeps prowlers away. Yeah, one of the best things on earth for prowlers. Get a T-Rex. He'll eat them. That's it. No evidence. Not one bit of evidence. You could search the whole backyard. Prowler comes in, gulp, gone. Just like in the movie, A Jerk in the Park, when the attorney got eaten. Oh, I love that. That was my best part of the movie. Yeah, when he knocked the roof off of the men's room, and then he just gulp. One attorney gone. So for you folks that are out there in TV land, hey Wyatt, how you doing, buddy? You're the first one here. You beat Kathy. Good to see you. I was just saying, this is my backyard pet. And it works great because I never get a prowler. If somebody comes in the backyard, they get eaten. I'll show you my buddy. I'll move the mic, and I'll move me. Oh, oh, oh. Ah, 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 ah. Yep. And the damn bird pissed me off, so he has to look at the T-Rex all night. Yeah. Tomorrow morning, he'll be in the CEO's office crying his eyes out, flapping his little wings. He scared me. Yeah, well, I make dinner right after I sign off. You know, it's a bad habit because I got into this eating late habit when I worked at the hospital because I got off at 8. And a lot of times I didn't really want to eat what they were serving, you know, in the cafeteria. So, yeah, isn't that cool? Wait till you see Tamara's. Oh, God. Tamara's background is even better. And I ordered another one. Like I needed it, but, oh, the colors are so vibrant. And it's only $3 on clearance. So I ordered another jerk in the park background. I kind of debated, and then the more I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to order that one. And, oh, wait till you see the other one I ordered. Holy shit. It's outstanding. I ordered two more backgrounds, like I needed them, but, oh, God, it's a riot. I'm going to have fun with that one. So, you know, even though I went out on disability in 2004, I could not get out of the habit of eating after 8 o'clock. I tried eating like at 5, and, you know, 8:30, my stomach felt like my throat was cut. So I just kept eating late. A bad habit. It's a bad habit, but I can't break the habit. I just can't. I've been doing it for, 21 years? That's like friends of mine, you know, they'll want to invite me out for dinner, which I really appreciate. But they eat at 4. I was like 4 o'clock. To me, that would be like lunch. Yeah, I've tried. Oh my God, I have tried. I can't do it. Of course, you know, I put on some pounds, but actually I'm right where my doctor wants me. But technically, I don't feel good this way. I would like to lose 25 pounds. I really would. Although chemo is great for losing weight. Oh, yeah. I lost 110 pounds going through chemo. I went from a 40 waistline all the way down to a 32. And then over the years, 32 to 34, 34 to 36, 36 to 38, But basically, I've been holding for a couple of years now. I actually feel safe buying clothes. But this time, I did it smart, Wyatt. I kept everything. So in case I lose weight, I don't have to go buy shit anymore. But yeah, at the end of all that goddamn chemo, I lost 110 pounds. Because who the hell feels like eating? Jeez. 90% of the time you got your face where your ass was, You hug the porcelain receptacle. And then I lost all my hair. That was an interesting one, Wyatt. They gave me this injection. It looked like a goddamn thing they'd use on a horse. The goddamn syringe was shit, about that big around and about like that. And it looked like it had fruit juice in it. So, the nurse is pumping it in, and she goes, "This is going to make you lose your hair." I was like, "Oh, really?" She goes, "Yep." So it was probably maybe about 4 days after I got that fruit juice. I'm in the shower, and I got soap in my eyes. So I'm getting ready to rinse, and I'm like, what the goddamn tub full of water? Jesus Christ. Finally get it to where I could see. Around the drain, it looked like a Gila monster was down there. All the hair at once. Gone. So it took quite a while to start to grow hair. Yeah, people look at you when you don't have any eyebrows. They're like, "Oh, hey, look, he don't have no eyebrows." Well, up here, I can't grow hair for shit. So I just shave it. I got a nice shaver. I can grow it on my chin, though. Can't grow it up here. Comes in patches. But I like it. Saves on barbers. When do you see this contraption? Talk about a shaver. Ah! It looks like something you would use on a horse. You gotta be kidding me. Shiz is here on the Grumpy channel? Holy shit. I'm going to have heart failure. I gotta dial 911. Of all people. Welcome. God damn. It's interesting. How many times did I ask you to be on your channel, and here you are on mine? My favorite person. A person I follow religiously. I'll tell you what, I wish I could contribute to your fund because what you did was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I give you a lot of credit because you took a lot of shit, sweetheart. I followed you religiously. And the people still to this day probably will never apologize. Holy shit, Linda's here. Oh my God. I'm really going to call 911 now. Shiz is here, Linda's here. Well, I wish I could. Now, does this mean someday I might get a cameo on the Shiz channel? I promise I'll change the background. I know it's corny, but it's my backyard pet. Yeah. Great for keeping prowlers away. I buy these stupid things. They're like $3, $4. They're screen prints. I've got 42 of them now. I'll tell you what. You and Wally make a great team. You really do. And I hope your great work continues. I really do. Well, I really appreciate it, but when I end tonight, I got something I've got to get taken care of. Of all times, I got something I got to get taken care of. I get the offer to come up and the next one, I'll pop in your chat on the next one. And then if you still want to give me the offer for a cameo, wonderful. Well, I'll tell you what. It's great work. I know it's a bitch. It's expensive. It's hard work. But if anybody can do this, and it's been proven already, it's you and Wally. Because I know you spent a shitload of money. Because all that court crap ain't cheap. And I just wish all the asshole followers he had would open their goddamn eyes, finally, and say, gee, Shiz was right. But they won't. Because people with no backbone will never admit they were wrong. So, or whenever you go live, I'll pop in the chat And I have to figure out how to do this because I've never been in anybody else's. So it's. Oh, yeah. Yeah, chemo was fun. And oh, I have to figure out how to do this stuff. Shiz, I'll tell you what, I'm stupid when it comes to this. I don't know how to put videos up. I don't know how to invite people up. This I'm using Prism, which isn't very helpful. I wish I could figure out StreamYard or Restream or EvMux. I need somebody to sit next to me and go, here, do this, do this, do this. I'm not even sure if you put a link up in your chat for me to come up. I don't know how the hell. I don't know if I got to turn something off here because I know sometimes you get feedback and all that crap. But God, I'm honored that you're on my dinky little channel. My whole 85 subscribers. I had 86. They keep going down. I was almost at 90, and people are like, I'm out of here. I didn't have to do the radiation, Linda. That was, but I'll tell you one thing. I had no symptoms. Except I was starting to have a problem swallowing my medication and eating. I was like, Jesus Christ, something stuck in my throat. I go to an ENT. He takes a look down there and he goes, surgery Monday, 6 o'clock, be there. I was like, what? So what happened was I had a damn malignant tumor about the width of a sheet of paper from my vocal cords. He told me another month he'd had to do a laryngectomy. And then I ended up being stage 4 plus. That was scary. Not to mention, Linda, I've got trypanophobia. That's fear of needles. I've had it since I was 6. What do they do? 220 gauges, one in each hand. It's like shoving a garden hose in your, And then, which you know, when the girl comes in from the pharmacy, wheeling in the 2 pumps with multicolored bags full of shit, in a moon suit, goggles, full face shield, gloves up to here. I says to her, what's with all this? She says, oh, if you get this on your skin, it'll burn right to the bone. I was like, wait a minute. You're going to put that in me? Oh, it won't hurt. But it worked. Now, like every 3 years, I go out of remission. I go through this shit again. But luckily, I'm going 10 years now. So maybe we finally caught it. Yeah, chemo. Well, it's good for weight loss. I lost 110 pounds. Yeah, it's scary. I had no symptoms whatsoever. I had everything. Well, CT, MRI. I ended up, I've got tumors almost on every organ, Linda. I got like 3 or 4 on this lung and three or four over here. Got one on my diaphragm. Now, luckily, they've all shrunk. I saw my oncologist 2 months ago. So far, everything's okay. I appreciate that, dear. You too. I pray for you. Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? They fill you with poison. I got it put away. You ought to see the t-shirt that I got. It says, chemo would be wonderful if cancer screamed while you killed it. My oncologist loves that t-shirt. Yeah, you're walking around, you're feeling great, and then they tell you you're stage 4? And then you see the scans and you're like, holy shit! You gotta be kidding me. It's scary. And I'll tell you what, I lost a friend to pancreatic cancer, which that's the nastiest one. There's only like a 5% success rate. And by the time they found it, he was basically ready to get patted in the face with a shovel. And he was having some stomach problem. But he said, I feel great. Matter of fact, he ran 5 miles a day. It sneaks up on you. I think that had I not had that swallowing problem, it's scary to think I wouldn't be talking today. And I thank God for that ENT, because when he originally went in to do a biopsy, and he told the anesthesiologist, keep him under. I'm taking that whole tumor out. And you talk about somebody that was amazing with surgery, that he never even touched the vocal cord. Oh my God, Linda. Oh, sweetheart. I'm sorry to hear that. Holy shit. Oh, I give you a lot of credit there. You're hanging in there. You're kicking that Grim Reaper's ass. Good for you. Just, God, I'll be thinking of you all the time, dear. It's a goddamn disease that sucks. Because by the time you know you have it, it's almost too late. Although I'll tell you what, when my oncologist told me, I saw him on a Monday. He said, we're starting on Friday. You be here. I said, oh, I'll be here with bells on. Yeah, we all deal with it. Most of my friends don't know. I never told anybody. And then when I do, they look at me like, what? And then I pull out all the fucking paperwork, the stacks of paperwork. Here, look. Because, Linda, we have to deal with it. Because people don't want to hear it. The last thing I want to be around somebody going, oh, my back hurts. Oh my God. Deal with what I'm dealing with. Not to mention, I've got degenerative nerve disease in my spine. So I get the double whammy. And then the goddamn FDA is telling the doctors, cut his medication by 50%. Oh, I told my pain management doctor, I want to have a discussion with the head of pain management. He ain't going to say cut his medication. Talk to the patient. Well, at least you got the church behind you, praying for you. That's wonderful. But Linda, in a way, it's nobody's business what you're going through. It really isn't. Because people nowadays are just mean. They don't care. But you can ask Wyatt. I don't know where Kathy is tonight. Maybe she's with her granddaughter. Or Jenny. I'm one of the few YouTubers that you guys are family. And I care. Like I told Wyatt, even though you're not feeling well, just come on, pop in, say, hey, I'm around. I don't feel like talking tonight, and pop back out. I just want to hear from my people. He's like Jenny. She was gone for like 4 days. And I told her, I said, Jenny, just let us know you're around. That's all. You don't have to stay. Like I tell everybody, this is more like a bunch of people sitting around the kitchen table having coffee. It's my nightly enjoyment. And I'll give you the small story why I do this. Back in the 70s, I worked for the county. The building I was in, the top floor, was Cleveland's big AM radio stations. And I had met all the disc jockeys. They started a school because I wanted to be a DJ. Well, it cost me $1,000. In 1971, that was big money. I had to take out a loan. 6 months into the school, the FCC shuts us down because they weren't accredited. There went my $1,000. There went my broadcast certificate that I could take to any radio station in the U.S. And there went my dream. No, I'm not saying I would have been doing it for 30 years, 40 years, but who knows? And then my buddy's grandson, 3 years ago, said, "Why don't you go on YouTube?" He showed me how to do it. I've been here every night since. It's my enjoyment. And I enjoy interacting with my chat. Oh, I know, Linda. My sister gets, she no sooner gets rid of a UTI and she gets it back. She's been battling for years. And the damn doctors can't figure out what keeps causing it. She'll get an exam, they say, okay. But a month later, she's back in the doctor's office. But I appreciate that, dear. I'm having fun. I wish I could get enough subscribers to make a little money, but be nice to pay for all the equipment and all the goddamn goofy backgrounds I buy. But I'm having, like I said, tomorrow's is even better, the background. I buy them, I put them up. I got 42 of these goofy things. I got TV stations, and I got one that's a library, and I buy them off of Temu when they go in clearance. I don't pay more than $5. But I get on here every night, and I got a loyal little group here that is with me every night. Like I say, usually Kathy's the first one in. Now her granddaughter went through surgery last week, so maybe she's with the granddaughter tonight. And I got people. It's hard to believe. I've got 2 people that'll come on every now and then from England. I got one from Australia. Wyatt's up in Massachusetts. Kathy's down in Tennessee. The internet's it's wonderful. YouTube is amazing that you can talk to people all over the world. But I'm going to keep you in my thoughts, sweetheart. You're battling a little more than me. But you know, you got the perfect attitude. I ain't letting it get me down. And I don't want pity from anybody. I'm fighting this battle. You're strong. You're a strong person. I give you credit for that. But you hang in there. And don't be a stranger. Like I say, you don't have to ever stay. You could pop in, say hi. Like Shiz. Oh my God, I almost had heart failure. Cool. Oh, you're down in that area where Kathy is. Cool. Didn't you guys just have some nasty weather down there? Or am I thinking all these goddamn hurricanes and tornadoes, you can't keep a track where the hell they're at. Yeah, just pop in and say, hey, I'm around. Just stopping in to say hi. I don't get offended. I don't have thin skin. I know everybody's got a life. And I'm the last person, But I appreciate everybody that comes into my little dinky channel here. God, it's going to take me forever to get over the shock of seeing shiz in here tonight. Jesus. I was like, I had to do a triple take. I was like, what? Who? I hope it stays away from you. I don't know if I could handle some of these people, like out in California, their houses burned to the ground, and they rebuild them, God, I couldn't hack that at all. I'm still in shock. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, somebody got to be dogging me here. Because I've been kind of begging to do a cameo. But I don't understand this link. Send me a link, and because I know there's something you got to shut down. I'll get through it. To be a guest on, with shiz, I'll figure something out. Damn, that's unreal. That's unreal. And to see you here. Usually you're over with Stone Vet. I see you a lot with Stone Vet. I love Josh. Matter of fact, that blue microphone that he uses, I sent that to him. His mic was going bad. I had a brand new one here I wasn't using. I said, give me your address. I'm going to send you a microphone. I'm that kind of person. If I've got something and I'm not using it, and I'm glad it's working for him. I think all those guys are great. Jeff, Scotto, Ned Flanders. Scotto's a trip, though. I love that guy. He makes me laugh. And then when I found out he can't hear, that's the amazing thing. That he's got, a hearing disability. I was shocked. I email back and forth with him, Jeff, Ned Flanders. Although, Josh, forget about emailing him. He only checks his email like once every 6 months. But Linda, just pop in and say hi. You don't have time to stay? I'm still trying to figure out how did Shiz get hooked up with Scotto? They're like worlds apart. And same thing with Jeff. Now Jeff, I could figure from being with Shiz, but how the hell Shiz and Scotto ever got hooked up? But I'll tell you what, he's a hell of a producer. Of course, he's an IT guy, so he understands all this shit better than me. But Josh and Dirty Hippie, those two are a perfect pair. They really are. Even though, they know each other from days gone by, we'll say. Oh, me too. He gets going, he gets me going. The guy's just unreal. And, he don't let that disability get him down. I didn't know until one night Shannon said it, I was like, what? You see, when I sign off here, I watch YouTube on my TV in the bedroom. So there's a lot of time I can't get into the chat. So, Shiz don't know I'm following her. And it's a pain in the ass for me to hook my laptop up to my TV. I could do that. Too freaking lazy. But man, you guys made my night. This is a night I'm going to remember for a long time. You coming in, Shiz coming in. Yeah, but don't I have to, strictly be on YouTube? See, I'm on two platforms right now. I'm broadcasting on YouTube and Facebook. Wouldn't I have to just open up strictly on YouTube in order to do that? I don't understand. I know if she sends out a link, you just click on it. And then it'll put me backstage. Believe it or not, Linda, I was just strictly on YouTube. And then I get this goddamn thing that says I need to have streaming software. I was like, what the fuck is streaming software? So I literally went into Google and typed in streaming software for dummies. And Prism was the first one that came up. Even though I've been on Prism for quite a while, I still don't know how to work all this shit. I would love to bring a guest up. I don't know how to do it. And the instructions are so goddamn confusing, like a Chinese dictionary. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just open up on YouTube, and then when she puts out a link, just click the link, and it should put me backstage. And then I know there's some shit you got to do. I guess we'll see what happens the first time I do it. Because I know sometime when there's certain people have certain programs open, you get an echo and all kinds of shit. I don't want to come on and be a problem. Oh my God, I'm going to have fucking heart failure for sure now. Jeez. First Shiz comes on. I had to do a triple take. Then Linda comes in. And now look who's here. Holy shit. Hey, Scotto, I mean every word I say. Everything in there comes from inside. I mean everything. You are outstanding, man. You do a hell of a job. You really do. Hey, I know you're busy. So, you know, with what you're doing with Jeff and you're doing with Shiz, I know you'll get to an email sooner or later. So, oh, it's out. Oh, God. I'm about ready to call 911. I think I'm going to have heart failure. And when you talk to Jeff, I don't know if he's mad at me. I sent him an email about a week ago. I got something I want to send him, and I lost his address. Oh, you know, you are so entertaining. You really are. It's almost like you went to acting school. You're amazing. And with the wigs, and like, who the hell's the idiot? Genital specific when you put the beard on and everything. Jesus Christ, I almost pissed myself laughing. You're number one in my book, buddy. But, you know, I can't remember. I think it was Stone Vet. And he was in the chat. And I kept saying hello to him, and he kept ignoring me. And I was like, what the hell did I do? You know? And then I saw this shirt, this T-shirt that he would love. And I emailed him, and I haven't heard a word back. And that's been like a week ago. Oh, Scotto, thank you for being so entertaining. You could do your own comedy show. You really could. I love when you, with all the costumes, and it's almost like you've got a goddamn studio full of costumes, like a TV show would. He's amazing. I know you don't, you know, you don't do this for a living. That's not your job. But it's like it's your job. I have never been more entertained by one person than watching the stuff you do. The first time I saw you with the beard and everything, doing the general specific routine, I almost pissed my pants. Well, I've got to figure out. Now, like she told me, when I'm ready to come up, she invited me tonight, but I got something I got to take care of. She said she'd send me a link. Now I have to figure out what happens when I click that link. I know I can't be on two platforms, so I'm going to have to shut down Facebook and just be on YouTube. But then what happens when I click the link is going to be interesting. Oh, if I'm not feeling 100%, I go, and it never fails. Scotto will do something, and it just makes my day. He's absolutely amazing. He really is. I'll have to figure something out for Mayoween. I've got an idea. Because it would look better if I came up and was in a costume for Mayoween. Oh, okay. Okay, Scotto, I got it. Mute the sound and it won't echo. I think I can handle that. Cool. And I'm going to put together a costume for Mayoween for my cameo. It won't be anything as good as Scotto can do, believe me. But I got a good idea for one. And I got time to work on it. Now, wait a minute. When is... I'm looking at something here. When is she doing... When is she doing Mayoween, Scotto? Because I want to put a costume together. What day? So I can write it down. Oh, okay. I got time then. Okay. Great. Thanks. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. It won't be anything like Scotto can put together at all. But man, what a night. What a night. To have Shiz here, have Linda here, have Scotto here on my little dinky YouTube channel with my whole 85 subscribers. Oh, I've got that written down. My costume won't be anything like Scotto can put together, but I'll I got one in mind. Okay, what time? Because I don't want to miss it. Gonna be like around 8 o'clock. My goofy microphone. I don't know what. All of a sudden, and I can't figure it out. This microphone goes into a reverb. I don't know if it's with Prism. I can't figure it out. Well, it's good because I'm Eastern time here. I'm in Ohio. So if this mic is driving people crazy, I'm sorry. I don't know why it does this. All of a sudden, it starts to echo. I've emailed Prism. They're like, we don't know. So, if you're getting an echo, I apologize. It's not anything I did. It just happens. I got that written down. May 31st, 8 p.m. Okay, thanks. Because I don't know why it does it. And it irritates people. But it does it on its own. I have a frickin' ghost in the studio. God, I am just gobsmacked. I really am. I really appreciate you guys popping in. You have made my day. All of you just made my day. Unbelievable. I'm in shock. It is definitely one I am going to store. I'm going to keep this one. That's good. To me, all of a sudden, maybe it's in my headphone here. Let me bump it down. Maybe it's on my end. Oh, I mean every word, Scotto. I really do. I'm not somebody that throws a bunch of bullshit out. I speak my mind, and you are absolutely amazing. You really are. Thanks, sweetheart. I appreciate that. I'll tell you what. My my shrink is absolutely amazed after the shit that I have gone through since childhood. that I have the upbeat attitude that I have. Between my absolutely crappy childhood and then 4 divorces and then going through fucking chemo 3 different times. I appreciate that, dear. Everybody has just made my night tonight. Especially Shiz and Scotto. Those are the last people on earth I would have ever expected to see in my chat. And you too, Linda. I'm blown away tonight. I'm speechless. I really am. This has got to be one of my best YouTube nights ever. Ever. I'm speechless. And you know, Scotto, I don't know how many times I emailed Shiz and I said, can I come up sometime? And she was like, I don't think so. Yeah, just like I said, nobody has to stay. Just pop in, say hi. I'll tell you what. Anytime you pop in, Scotto, you're going to make my day. You really are. I look at you like a TV personality, you know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh, my God, Linda. Oh, I'll tell you what. You just proved to the world how strong a person you are. You didn't crawl in a hole and pull the dirt in over the top of you. You got up, you brushed yourself off and said, hey, don't fuck with me. I'm sorry to hear all that, but you're standing tall, sweetheart. And that's all that counts. To be a survivor after that bullshit, I hope the person got put away for it. God, you would think after that you had enough. Then you get goddamn cancer on top of it. Jesus. Although it's like me, you know. I was basically, you know, a punching bag for my parents. Both of them were alcoholics. Then what made it worse, Linda, in 1947, my father was a champion Golden Gloves boxer. In 1948, my mother turned professional wrestler. Talk about a combination for parents. That's, that's like I told my shrink. I said, the Grim Reaper comes up and knocks on my door. I open the door, I knee him in the nuts, I kick him in the ass and tell him, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you and me both. Because that's what he deserves. To be patted in the face with a fucking shovel. And see, I had two younger sisters. If they did something wrong, I took the fucking beating. I was the one that got his ass beat. And I was like, they did it. Oh, no, not that, no. Going through a childhood like that, no wonder I'm divorced 4 times. No wonder I'm seeing a shrink on a regular basis. Although I like the guy. I had one years ago. I couldn't stand him. I quit going. This one I like. I don't know how much he's going to do for me, but I'll go see him. You ought to see the t-shirts I wear, though. The last visit, I wore a t-shirt that said, "It's Mr. Asshole to you." He looked at that and he went, "Oh, we got a lot to talk about." So this is basically the broadcasting job I never got for my $1,000. It really pissed me off making that payment every goddamn month and not having anything to show for it. And there was another broadcasting school, but I couldn't afford another $1,200 on top of it. So my dream of being on radio or TV went in the sewer. Until 3 years ago when my buddy's grandson went, "Well, you can go on YouTube." I got an 11-year-old showing me how to get on YouTube. Believe it or not, I started out with a GoPro sitting in my backyard. I had a GoPro on a tripod. And then the weather got shitty. And I was like, oh, shit, I can't post videos. And he went, "Yes, you can. I'll show you." Here's a little 11-year-old kid saying, do this. You got to buy a camera. You got to buy a microphone. I bought the shit. He showed me how to hook it up. Been going ever since. So this is my nightly fun. Like my therapy session. And I really appreciate everybody that comes in I look at them like family. If they're not around, I worry about them. I'd like to know where Kathy is tonight, though. And well, Jenny wasn't feeling good. Jenny's dealing with personal problems, so holy fuck. God damn. Oh, you didn't need the autocorrect. I figured out what you were saying. So you're a hell of a survivor there. It's too bad you're going through the other shit. Man, that's enough for a lifetime right there. I'll definitely be thinking about you all the time, dear. I really am. Especially we're in the same group here with the big C. I think I'm one of the few people that got to ring that bell 3 different times. Last time I rang it, I almost broke the son of a bitch. The doctor was like, okay, 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 we get the point. They heard you 20 blocks away. So every 6 months, CT scans, MRIs, with contrast. Oh, I love that shit. You get that goddamn metallic taste in the back of your throat for about a week. Been through so many x-rays I glow in the dark. Every 6 months I sweat it out, What's that scan going to show? Last one? I got a little Chinese doctor for an oncologist. He's about that tall. He gives. I'll have an appointment, Linda. You know how he greets me? He throws the door open and goes, "You still smoking?" Gee, Doc, glad to see you too. No, it's never the kid's fault. You're right. And you were brave enough to bring that child into the world and raise her. And I give you a lot of credit for that. I really do. Because you very easily could have done something. You decided to bring a life into the world and raise her and give her everything that you didn't have. But instill one thing in her, Linda. Never rely on a man. Forge your own way in life. Tell her, get a good education, Get a good job. Feels good doing that, doesn't it? Feels good doing that. Like I say, the third time I almost broke the son of a bitch. I told him, I said, you need to put some better screws in that thing. And the doctor told me, well, you're not supposed to wring it that hard. After the third time, I think I deserved it. Been there, done that. Although 2 years ago I had cataract surgery on both eyes, so I could see again. I only need these for the computer. Otherwise, thank God. But like I say, I didn't have to do radiation. I was close. You went through double hell. Because radiation ain't no walk in the park. I know somebody that's been through it. Good for you. That's right. Never depend on one of us assholes. Mm-mm. Get a good education. Get yourself a good job. Be self-sufficient. You don't have to rely on anybody. That's the way to raise them nowadays. Too many girls are like, oh, he's the man of my dreams. Yeah. Then we turn into assholes. Although, I never mistreated any of them. I didn't believe in that shit. It was one thing my grandparents took mainly my grandfather. He put his finger right in it. You never touch a female. You never lay a finger on them. Yeah, I bought a whole bunch of them. I have to wear them too. I buy them off of Temu. Get like 3 for $3. They're washable. They're pretty good quality too. I got about 12 of them. I'll tell you one thing. I after chemo, I call it alligator skin. I've got like the nastiest looking legs you ever wanted to see. And it started after I got through with chemo. Luckily, it's from my knees down. I'm finally going to see a dermatologist to find out what the hell it is. Well, it's the nasty ones that give all men a bad name. I mean, all four of my exes can say, it never. I had a temper, but I learned how to control it. And you don't aim it at that female. There's many other ways you can, go punch a wall in the. Or something. Oh, for Christ's sake. Somebody is at the door. I will be right back. Oh, people irritate me sometimes. I'll be right back. Oh, jeez. Ah, I have a sign on my side door that says do not disturb between 7 and 9 p.m. People don't know how to read. My neighbor is getting a delivery, a couch or something. On a Sunday night, he wants to park his car in my driveway. I don't care. Can't you read the sign? Let me catch up on the chat here. Oh, God, Linda. You're just all kinds of good news. God damn, to go through that shit. God love you, dear. You are one hell of a strong woman. You really are. I don't think I could take all that. I'm I'm really proud you came in. I'm really proud you popped in. I hope you're not a stranger. I'm going to be thinking about you all the time. But like I say, if you're never feeling 100%, just pop in and say, hey, I'm just saying hi. I'll talk to you another day. Good. I'm on a real high tonight. God damn. You and Scotto and Shiz. You know, the way I look at it, Linda, when I wake up in the morning, I say to myself, I open my eyes. I got 90% of the day won just by opening my eyes in the morning. Because you never know. You never know when you go to bed whether you're going to wake up the next morning. And I thank God every morning. I say, hey, you let me open my eyes another day. Well, yeah. We're a bunch of friends sitting around the table having a cup of coffee chatting. Anybody got something they want to get off their mind? That's the way I look at this every night. And like I say, I care about my people. Now, usually Kathy is the first one in. Tonight, Wyatt was the first one in. Although, like I say, Kathy's granddaughter had surgery, and if I don't hear from Jenny tomorrow, I'm going to email her and say, hey, where are you? Because if I don't hear from somebody after a couple days, I get worried. But I appreciate you coming in. You made my night. You and Shannon and Scotto. God damn. I'm on a high, believe me. I am I'm in shock. I really am. Yeah, we'll see. You know what? We will all meet again someday. I lost 6 friends in the Vietnam War. And then about 4 years later, I lost the seventh, who come back with severe PTSD and offed himself. So someday I will meet with them 7 again. And the one that I lost the big C. We'll all be partying again. Yeah, it's and the older we get, the harder it is on us. You know, my buddy was He was 70. And I look at that as too young. But I'm 73, and every morning I thank that man upstairs for letting me open my eyes once more. But hang in there, sweetheart. I hope you're going to be feeling better. You're fighting a battle I don't know if I could fight. God love you. You're the kind of person I'd like to meet face to face. You're a hell of a fighter and a survivor. God love you. Usually Kathy is the first one in when I sign on. And like I say, Jenny, she's having some personal problems. She's fighting a couple demons. She keeps saying, I'm getting better, but I worry. The only thing I can figure is possibly, with it being Sunday, maybe Kathy is with the granddaughter. Well, my believe it or not, my mother made it to 98. And then COVID got her. Matter of fact, at 98, she was still doing a lot for herself. She lived by herself. She couldn't drive anymore, which really pissed her off, but and then she got COVID. They had a senior outing, and everybody told her not to go. And she was like, oh, I'll be okay. Then she ended up in the hospital with COVID, and they ended up having to pull the plug. Well, I appreciate that. I really do. I'm humbled. I really am. Especially, to open up to a goddamn stranger you don't know. But you touched my heart, dear. I'm glad you did. I really appreciate it. You're you're going through some hell. Ugh. But when that Grim Reaper shows up at the door, you're like me. You knee him in the nuts. When he bends over to grab his crotch, you kick him in the ass and tell him, get the fuck out of here. I hope my oncologist isn't watching. You know, boy, you come from a family of tough women. Wow. You got some good genes. You got some good fighting genes in that family. Good for her. Wow. Amazing. Yeah, when I got the old stage 4 plus diagnosis, the first thing I asked my oncologist, did this cause it? He said no. I said, good, I'm going to keep smoking. I've been smoking since I was 14. Like I could quit. My body'd go into shock. Well, thank you, dear. I look at you the same way. Like I say, everybody that comes in, I consider family. And believe me, I think about them. I worry about them. Like, Wyatt. He apologized. Oh, I'm sorry I haven't been around. I haven't been feeling well. I said, you don't ever have to stay. Pop in, say, hey, I'm still around. I don't feel well right now. Fine. Just let me know that you're okay. Yeah, well, we've gone back and forth in Stone Vets chat. That's where we got to know each other, was good old Josh. I just don't go into the chats all the time. A lot of times I don't really have something to say. I should pop in and say, hey, I'm here. But I truly appreciate that. I really do. Like I say, I consider everybody in here family because I really don't have any. I got two sisters, never hear from them. So this is my family, my YouTube family. And like I say, the wonders of the internet. That you can talk to people anywhere in the world. Like I say, I got two from England, Australia. I got one in Sweden. Not to mention all over the U.S. Massachusetts, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia. Scotto out in California. Shannon, Boston. And here we all come together on a little dinky YouTube channel. I'm a combination of four bad-tempered groups: German, Irish, Hungarian, Slovak. All bad-tempered groups. I'm a combination of all four. And I'll tell you what, Linda, when I was younger, I had a Fucking short fuse. You were a CB'er? You ought to see some of my antique CB equipment. I have got stuff here that's over 50 years old. I still put CBs in my vehicles. Hardly anybody's on anymore, but oh, back in the day, oh, Jesus Christ. And what I used to like was on Fridays, we'd all get together. We'd stop at a bar somewhere. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, the French got some tempers too. Yeah, you're a good mix. I won't be pushing your buttons. I've mellowed over the years. Oh my God. But back in the day, it didn't take much to set me off. I'll tell you a quick story. I was on my way home from work one night, and the guy in front of me just happened to be going the same directions I was going. Didn't use a turn signal. That pisses me off to no end because since I got my driver's license, I use mine religiously. This was back in the 70s, okay? So after about the 7th time, I was pissed. So we end up at a traffic light. I get out of the car. I tapped on his window. He rolled the window down. I reached in. I broke the fucking turn signal lever off the side of the steering column, threw it in his lap and said, "You don't need this. You haven't been using it." He blew the red light, took off. I thought for sure he was going to find a cop somewhere. Yeah, I just reached in. You don't need that anymore. Holy shit. Really? I don't think I had that many, but CB, it was fun back in the day. I had them in all my cars. I had it in the house. I've got some really neat. I've got 3 that have telephone handsets. I've got Motorola, I've got a Johnson, and I got a Cobra. When they made the ones that look like telephones, I've still got them, and they all work. But to this day, everybody's like, "What do you got that in your truck for?" Because I want it, that's why. Well, it's getting to be dinner time. So I'm going to do my outro. And God, you made my night, Linda. Don't be a stranger. Even if you're not feeling well, just pop in and say, hey, I'm saying hi. But tonight is a night for me to remember. Fascinating. Unbelievable. I don't know if you've ever heard this. I picked this one out deliberately. And we'll meet again every night right here, WDWL TV at 7 p.m. And we will meet again tomorrow night. And with that, I thank everybody for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Linda, you take care. And we'll see each other again. We will meet again.